I leave some of this in the video. Oh my god. Alright, I'm just gonna run it. What's going on, guys? It's your boy Brad, and it is January 10th, I believe. Maybe it's the 11th. It's late, tired, but there's a lot to talk about, and I have the final Bone Death machine frame that was in the shop. It is headed out tomorrow morning, so I figured I would be doing a bike check, and hopefully for you 9-to-5ers that have off on Saturday, you guys got something good to watch in the morning if you like BMX bikes. And if you don't, maybe I can tell you some stories, because I don't know how the first 10 days of your New Year's has been, but I'm going to say mine has been a little bit less than desirable. I would say maybe in like a surreal way. I hope everyone's sticking to their New Year's resolutions, and that, you know, your New Year's has started off great, but it's been rough. It's probably my worst New Year's since, I'm going to say, like 2011. And I use the word surreal to describe it because it's like one of those situations where it's like, did it happen? Really? Or not? Like a fish just kind of like floating in the sky. That's what Alexa used as an example. But anyway, yeah, if you'd asked me if I was crazy 5 days ago, I probably would have not been sure. But I'll tell you what, guys, your boy's not crazy. So I am going to say, forget about that. Let's get positive with the new year. It has nothing to do with BMX bikes. Maybe some other time, if you guys want to hear about it. Otherwise, let's get down to business and try to move forward. Life is short. Try to learn a lesson from everything good and bad that happens to you. Understand that there's a difference between satisfaction, vindication, and contentment. People tend to get those three, I think, confused. And just know that tomorrow is very valuable to all of us. So, as valuable as it is to us, to yourself, just know that it's that valuable to the person next to you, that their life is that valuable. And try to treat it with the same respect that, you know, you feel your self-worth. And you should all have good self-worth. I mean, I know we all don't, but self-worth is the most important, man. We are on this earth for the shortest amount of time. I mean, when you think of it, when we're gone, that's it. Like, what, 100 years? Max? You're going to waste time being mad and doing crazy shit to other people? Not worth it. Not worth it. And try to learn a lesson from it. Let's get into this bike check. Alright, guys. We are working with the Bone Death machine frame. I know I did do a bike check on this already, but due to popular requests, some people wanted to see the updates that I do. So I have changed it up a little bit. I've been riding it more. Terminator was like my favorite movie ever, and at the time I would say, not ever now, but, and then T2 came out, and that was like groundbreaking. And man, I've just been a fan of Terminator since I was very young, and I got these frames in, and I just had to build one up, and this is probably the second version that I've stuck with for, you know, like a year, and I don't ride it often, but nice bike. I'm going to be messing with the cassette hub tonight and hopefully get it louder, so I will keep you guys updated on that. Okay, right now I know I used to have a set of chrome bars, and they did look beautiful with a nice front load We the People Supreme stem, but I switched that up. I've had these bars for a while. These are the 9.6 inch Rise E-Class Strangler bars. I got them to 28 inch width, so yeah, they're cut down I think a ½ inch on each side, and they have the oversized clamping with the We the People, Dan Crook's We the People gooseneck stem, 48mm reach. And when those guys are trying to, like, you hear Dak or any of the guys riding the oversized stuff, Ty Morrow, whatever, you think they're just trying to sell you on it, but it is very stiff. Like, I feel much more comfortable riding this oversized with, and it's very light. Like, especially, it doesn't add weight. It probably actually takes away weight. I'm gonna have to check in on that for you, but yeah, not heavy. The bars feel like two-piece right here. They have 2.5 degree up sweep and an 11.5 degree back sweep, which is pretty close to what I like, 12 and 2. So that's cool. And they got E-Claw sticker going this way. Nice one here. I gotta maybe give this another wax. Got my Versus Me sticker there. I gotta figure out where I'm gonna put some Versus Me parts, but for now, I don't have any on here. The stem is a basic Animal Highliner stem with a nice silver stem spacer. I'll give you guys a look at the front of the frame. It's pretty sick. Got that cyborg. That's from like Terminator the Machine. Whatever. You guys know. Probably. Well, maybe you don't, because time goes by fast, man. And I just feel like I was in that Tovlo video from 10 years ago. If you know what I mean. Old people. Anyway. But, okay. Moving forward. Yeah, definitely like the oversized. And Animal headset in red. Do have those in the shop. These are the Bone Death bottom feeder forks. You got Bone Death on the one side, the Bone Death bones on one side, and then picture on the other side. You know, I never looked at what that was. I'm sure it's a picture of a bottom feeder. It looks like some sort of a crab. They are bottom feeders, but give you guys a nice close-up. I'm going to stick the bar in the stand. I got a stand, so I'm going to hook it up as soon as I'm done here, and then I'll give you guys close-ups. Okay, so you can kind of see the stack height. I have a decent stack height on this, but it only has a I want to say it's like 4.5 inch head tube. A lot of the head tubes today are getting a lot longer, so there's less spacers, but I don't mind the look. I kind of like the top load look now. Everyone's running front load, not me. Anyway, we know about these wheels, so I'm not going to focus on those very much. The seat is just a basic, it's by Wise, and Wise is just, I guess, you know, random brand. It's a tripod seat. It's light. I have the Fly tripod polished post. I love the look of the plaid on it. It just fits. A lot of seats fit this bike really well, but this is my favorite one. I love the look of the plaid. Plaid was kind of popular when I was in middle school. I remember wearing a lot of plaid shirts. That would have been around like 93 when I was riding. You guys remember that era? Right before the heavy STA mid-school era with the War Pig and all those gigantic bicycles that weighed 100 pounds. But, alright. Let me talk about the frame before I go to the drivetrain. This is a 20.8 inch top tube. That's my favorite size. That 0.5 makes a difference. You'd be shocked. 71 degree, the geometry is just very basic. Just basically has a 71 degree seat tube, 75 degree head tube. The back end, I like that it has the longer back end, because as I got older, I remember when I got the Kink Crosscut and how responsive it was, because the back end is just so short. And like I said, as I got older, having the longer back end, I prefer to have a landing when I land, because my wrist is still healing from fusion last February. So hopefully this summer, I'll definitely be getting some small clips, but definitely get some clips for you guys. And yeah, so the longer back end just feels more stable coming down on a landing. The front end doesn't feel like it's going to fly up at all. And right now I have the Fast and Loose tires by Colt. These are the Kevlar bead ones. I don't know if you saw the epic. If you're watching this video, you probably watched Max Vu's video where he did his bike check, and these are those same tires. I've been running them. He's right. You put them on. Don't need to take them off. And I put them on, and they don't come off. They look great. They look great with these rims. These are the E-Claw Bondi rims. That was the E-Claw Dynamic Hub right-hand drive cassette. Obviously. Well, maybe the Planetaries will get loud eventually. but we'll flip the bike around as soon as I do the drivetrain. Let me finish this. I think this is an 8.85 standover, but it basically comes to 9 inches when you come to the top of the integrated seat post clamp. I do kind of wish they did go with a regular seat post clamp, because that's just another maybe like color to throw in there that I think would be cool. But that's up to them. I mean, it's a pretty sweet frame. Other than that, welded rear dropouts. You definitely have some space in the back dropout. Right now I have it set a little over 13 inches right here. I think you can get it all the way out to 13.7 or maybe even further. Drivetrain here, we have the Animal M5 28 tooth sprocket in black. That sprocket took a very long time for me to get, and I'm very happy with it. I think it looks great on this bike. I used to have the polished Primo one, which also looked fantastic, but I like how the red from the Total Killa-Bee bottom bracket kind of glistens through there, if you know what I mean. And these are the United Severance cranks. They are 2.5 piece cranks. So you can see this is the side that the spindle is connected to. They're pretty light. A lot of United's parts, I will say, are heavy. I carry them. I'm always non-biased. I love United parts. Some parts not so much than others. Their pedals I'm not a big fan of. But yeah, a lot of they have strong parts, and a lot of them are a little heavier or on the heavier side. But these are very well crafted cranks, and for this bike, it's not meant for like doing pedal grinds or throwing pegs on or anything. It's just kind of like a chilling, hitting some transitions. So it's perfect 165 length, 28 tooth sprocket. This is a Fly tractor. I think it's the tractor chain. One of my favorite chains, I know that. I just finished working on the chain alignment as I had it. The chain alignment was off, guys, by like, I don't know, 3 or 4 millimeters, maybe a spacer's worth. And sometimes that 3 or 4 millimeters is enough to just throw the whole feeling off. And this chain is actually a wider chain. And as you can see, it's not on that tight. It's on perfect, but because, what was I just talking about? Man, that's bad. Normally we'll clip this out, but we'll come back to it. Oh, we were talking about the chain. Yeah, the chain alignment. So, best way to check the chain alignment, this is what I forgot, this is annoying. Probably want to flip the bike upside down and look at it from the back end, and you'll be able to see what I am referring to is right here. Okay? Is that chain in line? Is it straight up and down? Okay? Because you want it as close as possible to being straight and in line with itself. The further out that chain goes from spacers and whatever you're throwing in there, if your back wheel isn't set up as it should be, going to make a crunchy noise. It's not going to sound very good. It's just going to throw the whole bike off. You just want it to be smooth. And yeah, it takes a little while to do that, to dial it up like that, but you can. All right, these are the Alien Nation foothold pedals. These are some serious pedals. I put these on recently because, like I said, I'm riding this thing probably when I would be riding transition, and I'd be wearing pads, so don't care that, you know, they have pins in them, but I'll tell you, your feet stick to these things like Velcro. They have a huge platform. They're super light. I mean, the bike, I believe, weighed in at like 24.3, which is great. 4 hub guards, 28 tooth sprocket chain. But I'll get you the exact number on the weight because I know I did switch the bars. And okay, yeah, Total Killa-Bee bottom bracket in red. I'll flip this sucker around. This is where the single bolt for the 3-piece crank goes in. So having a 2.5 piece crank just makes life super simple. I'm sure you've heard the guys at Fiend that do bike checks talk about it, because Fiend has a pair of 2.5 piece cranks. I personally, I like 3-piece, but they are right. These are very simple, and for what I'm using them for, they look great. They have cool United writing on the back of them, but I already flipped the bike over, so it doesn't matter now. All right, what else do we got here? Did the rims. We have the E-Claw Dynamic rear hub. This is the blind hub guard, so blind hub guard does work with the E-Claw Dynamic hub, but a lot of their hub guards are not universal, so it can be frustrating. But I have a ton of hub guards. I just, when I come across them, I grab them, fix them up, and you'd be surprised. A lot of them fit, and those hub guards are not cheap, man. Hub guards are like, what? You get an alloy hub guard, a Mission one, for $12.99. E-Claw, $26.99 maybe for the good ones. I think the Ryan Howard hub guard is $41, and it's worth it. It's a component that's worth $41. I mean, if you think about it, when you compare to car components or motorcycle components, but with that, you're never gonna have to buy another sprocket guard. You buy a set of animal cranks, shadow interlock chain, and the Ryan Howard hub guard, and you could probably run that for the rest of your life. And do like Pasha Sitco pedal grinds and sprocket grinds on brick ledges and whatnot. So, alright, rambling. Gonna stop rambling. Alright. Sorry. Shit had me so messed up. I'm telling you, I would like walk in a room. It still affects me, but I would probably leave 5-6 things, have to go back in my friend's house because I forgot stuff because my head was so messed up. And like, dude, forget getting in the car. 3 trips minimum. Forget this, forget that. Not good. But again, that was just a comic interlude for you. Sorry about that, guys. Forget anything. The front hub is an E-Claw Cortex. These were originally, I had the E-Claw, this wheel came complete. Rear wheel did come with the E-Claw Cortex free coaster, which I took off and put this one on. I threw on some aluminum female axles because this rear hub is female. That one has black spacers up front here. I have steel ones. I'd like to get some for up front that match the ones in the back. I think it looks pretty cool. That would look pretty cool, kind of like chrome on chrome. Yeah, as this is going, shout out, thank you. I love those guys. If you get a chance, watch some of their videos. Look up the Thank You Crew. A lot of their guys ride for Stranger, and yeah, man, they just have a lot of videos out that are good. I'm not still sure if they're still like a crew like that, but good videos. So this one's pretty much going to be drawing to an end as I'm looking at this. It is a beautiful bike to look at. I have a feeling I may change it up sooner than later. And as I said, I'm going to work on this rear. I have another hub project I am working on. So I'm going to be out of here, guys. Deuces. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope you could hear me. They've been changing these adapters on microphones so much anymore. I have I have an adapter for a week, and then they change it. So I'm going to have to get another adapter. But you don't got to worry about me dropping that bike 10 times, right? Okay. Let's get these parts in. Those are your E-Claw Strangler bars. They look big, but they're pretty comfortable, especially for a chillin' ride. There's those sick graphics. Only thing I'm not a huge fan of is that they kind of go over. I don't know why, the gyro tabs. So I took a X-Acto knife and trimmed that there. There's the bottom feeder forks I was telling you about that. Let me know what that thing is. Very nice hub guards on these, by the way. Very nice. Very thick plastic. Got some nice bones embossed on the upper, I believe, and the lower gusset. It is a big sized gusset. More graphics. And there's your M5 sprocket. The United cranks. I'll kind of give you guys a look at the shape of these cranks. They're very sleek looking. Here's your seat. The dynamic hub. Check these pedals out. Definitely recommend these. I don't have alienation in the shop yet. I have a lot of brands, and I don't promote the idea of just like over carrying every single brand, because, you know, these brands gotta survive. So the ones I have, I like to stick with. I do have plenty, but I do recommend Alienation. I'm a fan of bikes of all brands and BMX in general. So stay tuned. I'll be doing more videos as I have some time here, and hope you enjoyed this one. Later.